Right then, this one should be quite a quick review of issue 45, just purely because it's more Orc Boys. So we already had a set of these in Combat Patrol issue 43, and all I've really got to do is, I don't really need to, I don't think, need to go through these models again, but I'll just kind of show them first. I don't normally show them first, but I just want this part to kind of just be done, and then we can have a look inside the issue. So start off with something really simple here. They're push fit models. Their posing is cool. I like the posing. They're very dynamic. As a set of push fit models, they are horrible to put together. I literally built these about some of these are about a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. So there's a video on that. The video is like an hour long of me putting them together. That's how sort of painful it is to do these. But admittedly, because I'm kind of fast at doing these now, I can probably throw them together in about 30 minutes. So, but yeah, they're good, as in they look good. Negative, you don't really have many options. So basically you can build the Orc war boss 2 ways, potentially 3, depending on how you lay it out. But for the most part, it's very one size. You get a few options. You get the ability to swap the big shooter for a rocket launcher, but overall I'll always say it's a very limited set of units with these push fit ones. Of course, there's a how to build video. The good thing about video section, the only good thing is I like the fact that they've actually shown on this how to build the alternative war boss. So on the previous issue, they showed you war boss 1 with the big power axe, chain axe. This time it's how to build this handsome fella here with the bionic arm and the big power claw. He just looks so much cooler. There is no other way to put it. Okay, so yeah, you've got a few options. It shows you how to put together, I believe, the rocket launcher on this one, rather than the big shooter with the other one. So you do have 2 squads with slightly different armaments. The only problem is, I myself either want my units to have shooters or sluggers and hand weapons, and unfortunately, because these are push fit models, they kind of go together one way and you don't have any other choice about that. What you could do though is get the 2 units and kind of mix and match, but even then you won't have one entirely big shooter armed unit, unfortunately, because you don't get enough of them. Okay, but moving on from there, they're doing the how to paint guide. Now I'm going to do my own. I've already done a YouTube short video sped up of me doing my flesh for Death Skulls. I'm going to try and do a full video of that as soon as I can. Not sped up, basically. How I'm doing Orc skin as simply as possible, and how to put Death Skull face paint on them. Let's see. On from that, let me find here. So there's no lore by the look of it in this one. I like it when we've got something to read, and unfortunately this one doesn't seem to have that this issue, which is a shame. I really love having things to read up on, but we can't have everything. But it is a bit of a disappointment that we don't have some lore, some actual reading, a story or something just kind of tucked in here. Nice solid section about Orc Boys. Well, always cool. Information about the datasheet and missions. One thing that I'm trying to do is, it's not a great denim, but I have tried to do more like denim parts and faded leather jackets. So if I might consider doing that on a tutorial as well, show you how I've achieved that. It's not that hard actually. You just need a grey base to do it. We've got things like our little missions, objective markers, and scenario a good crumping. All right. Which hopefully, let's have a look here. Von Ryan's Leapers versus a group of Orc boys. That's going to be a fun little trash session. Right. So, you know, we've got an issue here. It's a quick review of this issue because a lot of it I've treaded through previously. However, I kind of like, I like the fact that we're getting, like, hey, you know, run it with, how do I put it? Run it with different factions and see how it affects the game, which, you know, I think is always a good idea to do. Space Marines in Terminator armor are, of course, you know, very powerful. So that claw really is needed. But, you know, Orc boys are pretty good at crumping almost anything. So it's just a quick look at this issue because, as I said, it's just the same models, and I don't want to kind of retread the same processes, you know, like, because like a third of the issue is just the same thing as from issue 43. Do try and build it with a separate kit compared to the 43 issue for a bit of flavour and variety. I've actually turned my issue 43 Orcs into snake bites by adding some fur and doing a few head swaps from Savage Orcs. I don't know if I'm going to do any converting on these. Part of me in my heart says I really want... I'd really like to try and do some Blood Axe. You know, so not quite full commandos, but inferring that they belong to the Blood Axe clan. But doing hats is not exactly something I'm good at, unfortunately. So I'll have to see how I go there. Anyway, so there we go. That is our issue number 45. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.